Best ways to stay in Canada if your PGWP has expired. If you are an international graduate with an expired PGWP, and you are ineligible to extend your status, you may feel restricted in your options to remain in Canada, but in this video, we will share with you some of the best ways through which you can study in Canada. The Postgraduate Work Permit allows students of designated learning institutions to work in Canada for a maximum period of 3 years. What problems have you faced with PGWP? Share with us in the comments below. Let's get back to our video. Once your PGWP expires, this work permit can be extended only under certain conditions. But there are some ways through which PGWP holders can stay temporarily, or even permanently in Canada. The following are the ways through which PGWP holders can remain in Canada if their permit expires. Let's begin with provincial nominee programs. There are a number of provincial nominee programs. International graduates can apply to stay in a province of Canada. Most of the PNPs that are also known as enhanced PNPs work through the express entry system. By acquiring a nomination through an enhanced PNP, a candidate can get 600 points in their CRS score. During the pandemic, Canada has been holding express entry draws for recipients of PNP. This means a PGWP holder can take advantage of the sped-up processing time of express entry. PGWP holders can receive permanent residence status as early as 6 months after application. PGWP holders that do not have sufficient work experience in any occupational skill type eligible for express entry may still have PNP options. Most provinces provide base PNPs which allow candidates in C and D skill types to apply. Second is the Atlantic Immigration Program. This program can allow permanent residency to fresh graduates from an Atlantic post-secondary institute. It may allow PGWP holders to stay in Canada before the expiry of their permit. Candidates must complete a qualifying program with a duration of a minimum of 2 years in order to be considered. A job offer in Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, or Newfoundland and Labrador is also required. The skill type of the job offer can be A, B, C, or 0. Through this program, eligible international graduates do not need to meet the minimum work experience requirements. This way, PGWP holders can apply even before the start of their work. PGWP holders can apply through other programs before their permit expires without getting any sufficient work experience. The Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program was closed on December 31, 2021, and replaced with the Permanent Atlantic Immigration Program on March 6, 2022. The third is the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. Those individuals may be eligible to apply under the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilots who have graduated from a publicly funded post-secondary institution in any of the 11 selected rural communities throughout Canada. Under this pilot program, candidates must have a completed master's degree or a post-secondary program of a minimum of 2 years and have spent a minimum amount of time in the community. Every rural community has its own eligibility criteria for applicants who want to apply to their program. So what about work permits? Many work permits require employers to undergo the long and expensive process of getting a labor market impact assessment. But there are other ways to apply for a work permit without requiring an LMIA. The International Mobility Program of Canada allows Canadian employers to hire temporary foreign workers without requiring an LMIA. In order to apply for a work permit that is LMIA exempt, your work must have broader economic, cultural, or other competitive advantages for Canada, and reciprocal benefits granted to permanent residents and Canadians. You may also be eligible to apply for a bridging open work permit if you are eligible to apply for PR before your PGWP expires. The permit will let you work in Canada while you wait for the decision on your PR application. Lastly, you can enroll in a new post-secondary program. You will be able to remain in Canada and work up to 20 hours per week by enrolling in a new post-secondary program. Additionally, this can be a way for you to stay in Canada if you are eligible for express entry but are waiting to obtain an invitation to apply. You should note that you cannot work in Canada without holding a valid work permit or maintaining status. You need to have valid status in order to stay in Canada. That's all for today. Like and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Canadian immigration. Share our video on Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter.